Okay, hello everyone. As discussed in our class, some of you have not finished your task yet, so it's a follow-up video for this task to be done. So we're going to do compare two values and to know how to put the value, if it will be 1 or 0, if it will be a pass or a fail, if it will be in capital letter or in small letter, if it will be a yes or no, or if a condition or a logic is met, we are to do a certain thing, whether adding a numbers or subtracting a number. It's more like giving a discount when you go to a mall and then you buy an item worth a certain value and then you are being given a discount. And of course we use percentage. You may not be able to cover all this in this video, but at least we should be able to do 5, and then you go to your own worksheet down here, click on your name and do likewise. I would like to see yours done, so I'll be putting my result here while I'll compare these numbers here, all these data here. That's what I'm going to do. Already what we did in a class, we average, count, maximum and minimum, and if statement. If you have not been able to do that, let me also quickly in a second do that in this, but I would like to put this in a place that we'll be able to see everything in one go, so that I'll copy it from here and then place it here. The reason is so that you'll be able to see the value I'm comparing, so I won't need to be switching scrolling up and down. So I will be comparing these values using any of these which you have done in the class before. If it's average, let me know the average of these values here. So what I'll do is click here, then you go up here and you see insert. When I click on insert, I'll go to functions. From function, I'll go to average. I'm comparing the average of these figures, and of course I'll type or I'll select. If I'm to select, I'll hold down the shift key on the keyboard, press the value, this and this and this. No, this will give me error. That is not what I want. What I'll do is insert, then I will click on function and I will go to average. So I'm comparing this up to this value up to this value. Can you see it now? So I'm comparing this value up to this value. Okay, that is in E1 up to E8. I'm seeing an error here. Can you see something here? So I need to take it off. So you need to be careful when you're doing your comparison. Now I'll press enter on my keyboard, or I'll click outside or go to another cell, whichever one, because some of you will see that you are using a tablet and you may not see the key on the virtual key. So just click outside somewhere, and then this is the average for these values. Average for this value. Average is after adding all of them together, you divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You divide by 5, which is the number of items. How about count? Count means how many are there. It could be 100, and then you may not be able to count them one after the other. So you do the same thing. You type equal to, you type count. But for the sake of this, we can use shortcut. Click on insert, go to functions, then you see count there. You click on count. From where to where you count it, the same thing. All up to these. How many are there all together? That is E1 up to E8. Make sure it is the cell where your own data are that you use. If your own are not in A, don't use A, because mine are in A. That's why I'm using A. Can you see? There are 6. Let's go count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. That is what count does. It counts how many data are there all together. Then maximum value, I'll click here, click on insert, then go right all to function, click on is count we did. Okay, maximum value. So what is the maximum value in this data from here to here? The maximum value, I just press enter or I click outside. The maximum sorry, the maximum value from this all up to this place. Press enter. Maximum value is 4,000. Okay, that's how to get the maximum value. Then the next is minimum value. I'll click here, click on function minimum value, and then minimum value between this one right up to this one. What's the minimum value? Minimum value is 800. Then if statement, that is where we go. If statement, we are going to use all these for our if statement. As I have explained earlier, if statement is a conditional statement that if a certain condition, if a certain logic is true, is met, a certain action or value should take place. And we are going to use this one as a value, comparing two numbers. If our answers, if the value can be yes or no, 1 or 2, 1 or 0, pass or fail in the case of exams, yes or no, a certain thing. You made a budget, you set a budget, a family budget or a business budget, and you have ₦1 million, you don't want to exceed it. When you exceed it, you put yes or no. If you are to add two things, if a certain condition is met, or if you are to subtract if a certain thing or is met. Then a discount, like in a mall, if you purchase an item worth a certain amount, a discount should be given, and then a percentage discount as well. If we are not able to do all of them, at least we should be able to do two. I'm going to erase this one now, which is what we did in the last class. In case you did not get that, that's why I repeat this, and then it's up to you. So it's if statement we're going to do. So while I take this one off, I'm comparing these same values I have. Don't want to type any other value again, and then I use the same value to put my answer in a different cell. Okay, let's compare. In comparing, we use a less than sign, a greater than sign, and an equal to sign. We can also use any other operator though. So these are the basic one we use to compare two values. Is one of the value greater than the other, or is it less than the other, or is equal to the other, or is it equal to or less than, or is it greater than or equal to? You know what that means. For example, this 2000, let me type another one. If I type 9 or 1900, 1900 is less than 2000. Okay, it's less than this 2000 you are seeing here. So if I put another 2000 here, for example 2000 here, it means when I'm comparing this 2000 and this 2000, I can use equal to. I'll say this 2000 in A2 is equal to this 2000 in D2. So I can say D2 equal to D2 equal to A2. Yes, A2 equal to D2. Or I can also say A2 is equal to D2. Yes, exactly. So that's how we'll compare these two values. Okay, now let's go right into it and use the if statement. So the first thing we'll type is equal sign, then you type equal to, then you open a bracket just like we'll be doing. Then what next? Which number are you comparing? A1. Like I said, if yours is not in A1, don't do that. If A1 is greater than sign is on the keyboard, look for it. If A1 is greater than A6, for example, greater than A6, comma, what should happen? One value should happen. Print 1, no, and if it's not, print 0. Then I'll close the bracket here. Can you see what I type here? This one is a condition, and this one is a condition, and these ones are value that should return if this condition is true. If this condition is true, give me 1. If this condition is not true, give me 0. That is exactly what this stands for. So when I press enter, you see, forget about this one, it gives me 0. Why did it give me 0? Because this condition is not true, meaning that A1 is not greater than A6, and this condition is not true, is false, is giving me 0. And that's what you are seeing there. What if I change this condition also by using greater than there? It said, less than there. If using less than instead of greater than. Watch carefully. I change the condition now to less than. See this sign here, okay, to less than. Or let me do it in another one instead, so that I want you to see everyone. I want you to see every result. So I'll leave this one. I'll do the next one here. I'll do the greater than, the less than here. So I'll type if again. Sorry, equal to first. Thank you. If I open a bracket, that same value A1, this time around less than, I'll use less than, is less than, which one do I compare it with? A6. A6, okay, comma, give me 1, else give me 0. I put the closing bracket and I press enter. You see, it gave me 1 here because the condition is true. Actually 1000 is less than 4000, and it gave me 1. Here 1000 is not greater than 4000, and it gave me the condition to be 0. This can also be used. I hope you understand this one now. Take note of something here, that I use just the number straightforward, but when I want the answer to be a pass or a fail, watch, I'll do the same thing. So I'll type equal to and my if, and then open a bracket. Then what number am I comparing? Let me use 800. Okay, so if 800 is in A3 for mine own, if A3 is greater than what's the pass mark now? Maybe the pass mark is if A3 is equal to, maybe the pass mark is what will I use now? If A3 is equal to what number are you using now? Sorry, if A3 is okay, let me use another one. If A2, let me use A2 this time around. I know the reason, so that I'll be able to get something correctly. If A2, that's equal to, if, open a bracket, A2 is less than, which one I want to use? No, and put my answer here, not here, please. What? I don't. Okay, great. Let me put my answer here. 800. So maybe the pass mark is 500. Okay, so if the pass mark is 500 and this number I want to compare, if pass mark is 500, and if this person is passed the exam or not, let's do it. If A2 is in, A3 is in the 800, right? A3 is greater than, let's say, 500, which is the pass mark. If A3 is greater than 500, which is the pass mark, okay, then I'll put the quotation because I am using letters. I'll put the quotation. When you are using letters, put a quotation. That is pass, and then you close the quotation before you close the bracket. It should return pass. See the condition very well. See the condition very well. Else, put a comma, another quotation. Else, you put a comma, then another quotation. Else, you put a fail. Then you close the quotation. Already the bracket is there. If this condition, this logic is met, give me this result if it is correct. Give me this result if it is not correct. So I press enter on my keyboard, and then if it shows is pass, it means this condition is true or is correct. Okay, then I'll do the one that will give me the next condition now, which is fail. Excel can be somehow, so sometimes you need to be very careful. Okay, here, so the same condition, and let's say if it will return fail. Okay, so I'll put equal to, if I open a bracket, then what condition am I trying to get? The same condition. If that is A3 now, A3 is less than, if A3 is less than 500, no, let me use 1000 here because actually it's less than 500. If A3 is less than 1000, maybe this time around 1000 is the pass mark, then return. Please put it in quotation. Put it in quotation because you are typing letters, you are typing words. Close the quotation for this value, then the second value you put it in quotation. Yes, I'll still use the same 500. Let me see. I'll still use the same 500, and then of course you need to close your bracket here and then press enter. You see, which means this condition is not true. A3, which is 800, is not less than 500, so it give me a fail. The same thing apply here, but there's a longer process we can go to give us greater than, or uppercase or lowercase. I won't go into that. What you do to give a uppercase, you just type it uppercase and lowercase there. The same thing. Then here, a yes or no is the same thing. So I want to do still comparison. So I'll type equal to, if, open a bracket. The same thing. Maybe this condition should be 1000. If A1 is less than A2, if A1 is less than A2, then give me a yes. Because I'm typing a yes, I have to put it in quotation because it's word, it's letter. Give me a yes. Okay, I'll close the quotation, comma, else give me a no. I'll put this one also in quotation before I close my bracket here, then press enter. What happened? Since it give me a yes, it means this condition is true. The value in A1 is less than the value in A2, and this condition should return this result. If it's not true, it should return this. Let me do the one that is not true here. I use what here? Less than here. So let's type another condition for here. Equal to, I'll type if, then I'll open a bracket. What value now? What value now? greater than this time around. So I'll use A2 greater than, is A2 greater than A8? A8. If it is, give me a yes. If it's not, give me a no. Then I'll put close my bracket and press enter. You see, since they give me a no here, then it means this condition is not true. This condition is not true. It means A2, which is 2000, is not less than A8, which is 4000, and this condition is met. Okay, I'll leave the remaining one. Addition is just for, is the same thing, but then you have to add it and discount. There are other things you need to understand in between before we come to this one. So it's up to you now. I did 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it's up to you now. Go to your worksheet, every one of you, and do likewise. So let me see what you'll be able to do. Each of these ones will have a mark, I think 3 points. We have 6 here, and that will be your assessment. I will see you before the school resume on Monday. Go to your worksheet, each and every one of you, and I would like to see the result. I will know if you actually did it or you type a yes or no in it. So just make an effort and do it, and I will see you. Thank you, and thanks for watching.